Hi, Genki Call here. It is the week of May 16th, 2022. We are in Sin of Mirage this week. I haven't looked at what's in here, but I've heard Mistralus is in here. Ooh, shiny. I like Mistralus. All right, but first, the Legendaries. We've got Jarl Fire Mantle, who is, okay. He creates 9 red and yellow gems and deals damage to one enemy. He burns a random enemy on 4+ gem matches, which, it's useful when you're lower level. As far as legendaries go, it's not that great anymore. As always with legendaries, things to consider are, do you have a team to put them on? Are you dying to use that team? And will it help you get up another power level in one of your kingdoms? If those things don't line up, you might not want to craft them. But I will still go over them as always. 800 diamonds is a lot to spend. It's really so much better to spend these on mythics for the most part. There are exceptions. Autumnal Imp, this is seasonal. You will not be able to get this imp until autumn, usually. However, as far as the imps go, there's only one that I really love, and none of the imps will help you get your power levels up. Um, None of them, because they are primal. Their kingdom is primal, and as you know, there is no kingdom for primal, so it's not going to help you get any power levels up unless you're a collector and you have everything else. I don't recommend crafting any of the imps except the winter imp, which is not in the forge right now. But the main gimmick here is to gain 8 magic on whatever color they use gem matches. But the only one that's really, really awesome is the winter imp, and it's not in here. So we've got King Mikhail, which is fun to use when we go to Urskaya. He explodes a road, does damage to all enemies, 9 more if he's enraged. He does get enraged whenever you match brown gems, and if you have Urs, Urska, Urs, Urs, Urskala. If you have Urskala on the team, she enrages all enemies, but Urskala? Oh my goodness, I can't remember, sorry. Urskala, thank you. Uh, Appreciate that. But he is good in delves. I mean, this isn't a lot of damage as far as these things go, but you put him in a delve situation and he's great for quick delves. Again, I wouldn't recommend, this is not one I would go out of the way to craft unless he meets those requirements or those situation I mentioned before. Charybdis, also not amazing. Does have a chance to devour, but does damage to the first enemy and the last enemy. Well, I don't know why it doesn't just say the first and last enemy. There are independent 10% chances to devour the enemies, boosted by 3% for each submerged ally and enemy. So that's a max of 4 times 3, an extra 12%. 4 times 24%? Yeah, 24%, because that's if the entire opposing team and your entire team are all submerged, you'll get an extra 24% chance to devour. It's not amazing. This gain 10 life when matching 4+ gems is pretty nice, but I generally don't use this troop. Just not something I've gone out of my way to use. He's okay. Even in events, I don't tend to use him. So always here, always here, always here. Aha, I see some troops. So Draakulis, I really enjoy this troop. I always heard he was terrible, but I really like him a lot, especially in a delve. He's a fantastic tank. He steals life. He doesn't just remove their life. He takes it away and adds it to his own. He steals life from all enemies. He gains 8 life when he deals skull damage. He has some skull damage reduction, which doesn't seem like much, but when you're stealing all that life, you're gonna be fine. And like I said, you put him in a delve situation and he's stealing a lot more life. So really actually like this troop a lot. He is from Gulvania. So if you need to get your power level up there, just remember a new mythic cycle is starting soon. So if there's something that you want more than what you're seeing in the Forge today, save your diamonds. If you want High King Iron Gut, if you want Phoenicia, if you want Pycea, or whatever mythic you've got your eye on, it could be coming to the Forge soon. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to decide what to craft. Don't necessarily just craft something because it's there. Next, we've got Suna. She is a slow burn troop, so she steals life from the two weakest enemies and then steals 8 magic from the two strongest enemies. So every time she casts, she's going up an extra 16 magic, provided that they live. And that can be super effective. Plus, it's taking away the damage that they do with their spells. And she fairy fires a random enemy when matching red gem. So if they're fairy fired as well, that's actually going to be doing a lot more life. And she's stealing life. Just like Draakulis, she's stealing, not just taking it away. Then we've got Mistralus, who is one of my favorites for Guild Wars. Love using Mistralus for Guild Wars. That's why I have her gold medaled. She does splash damage to 1 to 4 random enemies, jumbles the board, and gains an extra turn. That's what's fantastic about her. That's part of what's fantastic about her. This is a great first craft for any player in the game, I would say. This would be a great one to craft first because she also enchants all allies on 4 or 5 gem matches. She has a little bit of skull damage reduction, and she gets that extra turn, which gives you safety. It gives you a chance to keep looping if you happen to get a match for her. She's just really, really a nice mythic. I do enjoy her quite a lot, and there are those that are going to disagree with me, but these are my reasons for enjoying this troop and why I think that it would be appropriate even if you're going for your first craft. Then we've got the Lord of Slaughter. I love this troop because I love skull spamming. He creates 6 brown gems, then converts all brown gems to Doom Skulls. So if you already have alignment with a skull and it's got some brown around it already for a match 4, you have a guaranteed loop with that. And then he's going to create 6 brown gems on top of that. And the nice thing, well, he also inflicts, forget the bleed, don't worry about the bleed, 1 to 2 death marks on random enemies. And we've got 100% chance to ignore armor with skull damage. He's squishy. He only has 25% skull damage reduction, but basically he's doing true damage with skulls. Period. They can't stop that unless they stun him. So, I love this troop. But he is dangerous to use because he can crater pretty easily. So these two are always here. Now we do have something else of note in the weapons, and that is one of the doomed weapons, the doomed crossbow. This is one of the quote-unquote good dooms that creates doom skulls. It transforms blue gems to doom skulls. Plus it does damage to all enemies, and it's just the nice thing about these doomed weapons that create doom skulls is that they are going to be powerful even if you are not able to temper them. So if you have no forge scrolls, no problem. You're still creating all of those doom skulls, and I just really love this kind of doomed weapon. It's my favorite, the ones that create doom skulls. So if you are interested in this kind of thing, definitely recommend it. But let's back up here for a second. So these are all always here, always here, always here. This one and this one always here. So we've got the Jack-o'-lantern, which is kind of like the Essence of Evil, but not as powerful. Inflicts 1 to 4 status effects on an enemy and explodes 4 gems of one of their colors. And it's, 2 colors. It is red and purple instead of just green, what were the Essence of Evil. And plus, if you don't have the Essence of Evil yet, 250 wins with Plague Lord class. But if you don't have that, this is an option. It is 300 diamonds, so keep that in mind, of course. But I crafted it and I haven't used it, but that's pretty nice. And you do get some mana generation out of it. It's not as good as Essence of Evil, of course, but enough of that. Scythe McScythe Phase, because it's funny. I love the funny stuff. So Scythe McScythe Phase. So we've got 75 diamonds, so it's a nice cheap craft if you need weapons for Sin of Mirage. Choose a color, explode 4 gems of that color, and deal damage to all enemies of that color. So it's kind of like the Grey King light, kind of, as in it's going to do damage to all enemies of one color. So if you fight a color or a team that has all one color involved, then it'll do damage to all of them. It's not true damage like the Grey King, but this is just an epic weapon, not a legendary, not a doom, not a mythic. So anyway, it's cheap and it's not bad. It's not bad at all. The Sickle of Sin does damage to an enemy boosted by Sin and Mirage allies, and then create a mix of 6 red and purple gems for each Sin of Mirage ally. And so that's red and purple. So how you decide whether or not that's something you would use is you go here, you go to Sin of Mirage down here. Here we go. Sin of Mirage. And then you sort by red and purple. Yeah, base rarity, please. And see if there was a team that you would actually use this with. So is there a matchup here with the red and the purple that you would actually use this this weapon with? The answer may be yes. The answer may be no. But only you can answer that question. So anyway, that is that weapon. Let's go back into the Soulforge and see what else we've got here. The Scythe of Sin, another 75 diamond one, nice cheap one. Remove all red gems, which you do not get any mana out of it, but it will boost your spell. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by those red gems, and if the enemy is from Sin and Mirage, deal double damage. This can be really useful. This kind of thing can be really useful, like on red attack day or red defense day, even. You can red defense day. So you can remove all of the red gems so that your enemies can't use it. That's basically what you're doing, is you're denying the other team red gems. The Keystone, another 75 diamond one. Cool. Gain a barrier, give life to an ally, then cleanse and enchant them. So not super powerful, but useful. At least it's something that could be semi-useful. The Doomed Magi. Now, is this actually a doomed weapon? And I can tell from the 900 diamonds it costs that yes, it is actually a doom. This creates 4 brown gems, plus 1 per tempering level. Give armor to all purple allies, and yada yada that you usually get with these dooms. If you're going to create a doom, personally, I would go for the ones that create Doom Skulls or one of the books for Guild Wars Defense. This doesn't look amazing to me, but I could be missing something. The main reason I don't want to recommend this is because you really need to have those Forge Scrolls, and I don't have purple Forge Scrolls to spare personally. But if you do, that's up to you. Now, the rest of this stuff is always here. So I guess that brings this video to an end. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye!